G'day matey, 我是林熙老师 Brett. You've just taken the digital SAT and you're looking at the reading and writing section of the score report. And you're totally confused. What does all this information mean? It may look quite confusing with all those dark bars, but it's actually pretty simple. Let's go through one. As you can see, there are 4 different domains: information and ideas, craft and structure, expression of ideas, and standard English conventions. Let's take a look at a report of a student who did pretty well on a recent test. Don't think that just because all of the bars are full that the student got a perfect score. It's possible to make a few mistakes in each domain and still get 7 bars. Let's take a look at each of these domains and see what you would need to work on to improve your score in each of these areas. The first 2 domains are for reading questions. The first domain is for information and ideas, and there are 3 question types. And, as I just mentioned, they are reading questions. Question type 1 is central ideas and details. These questions look at the main point or the purpose of a passage. So basically you're asking yourself, why did the author write this passage?
为什么作者写这么难懂的文章？是不是在整我们？
Question type 2 is inferences. Here we logically complete a text. So there's always this very long text and you have to decide how to complete it. So basically for this question type, your job is to try to train yourself to think the way that College Board does.
有时候学生会觉得，为什么 College Board 的逻辑那么奇怪？
Basically, if the College Board says an answer choice is correct, it's correct. And your job is to figure out exactly why it's correct.
Of course, this is one of the things that I teach my students in my SAT courses.
So there's nothing to worry about. Piece of cake. Question type 3 is command of evidence. These questions sometimes have a graphic. Here, we're trying to strengthen, weaken, illustrate, or complete a text. Basically, we're looking for weak spots in the argument so that we can either attack them or help the author strengthen their argument.
You know, sometimes you'll be reading and you think, 这个论点怎么这么弱？作者到底在想什么？
The good thing is, if you think that, you'll know exactly what to look for in the answer choices. Nothing could be easier. The second domain is craft and structure. There are also 3 question types, and these are also reading questions. Question type 1 is words in context. These are vocabulary questions. So your job is to either fill in the blanks or to figure out what the precise meaning of an underlined word is. Memorizing vocabulary for the digital SAT is really important.
Really, really important.
The digital SAT often has extremely difficult vocabulary, and you don't want to be looking at a question and thinking, I could answer this question correctly if only I knew the meaning of this word.
And I think, 我以为临时抱佛脚就可以了。
Don't let this happen to you. Start memorizing vocabulary right now. Question type 2 is text, structure, and purpose. Main purpose questions, overall structure questions, and function of the underlined text questions. If you have a question with underlined text, the most important thing is don't just read the underlined section.
You know, many students think that that's all they have to do, but it's not.
If you do that, you're virtually guaranteeing that you will get more than 50% of these questions wrong. So don't do that. Question type 3 is cross-text connection. Here you have 2 passages, and you have to do one of 2 things. Either see what they agree on, or how one would respond to what the other one says.
Durian is the best fruit on earth. What?
Most important, don't think to yourself, I think the author is the kind of person who would say 错错错错错. That kind of thinking almost always gets you the wrong answer. Don't think, read. What did the author really say? The next 2 domains are for writing questions. Specifically, they are a mix of transitions, grammar, and student notes. The third domain is expression of ideas. Question type 1 is rhetorical synthesis. Or student notes. A student takes a bunch of notes on something, and you have to find the primary aim, explain something, emphasize something, or introduce somebody. These questions are extremely long, but with the right techniques, they're almost 送分题, and you can answer them really quickly. Again, I train students in all of these techniques in my classes, so there's nothing to worry about. No worries. Question type 2 is transitions. Obviously, we're looking at the logical connections between ideas. 说真的, as easy as these questions should be, many students don't really understand the precise meanings of these transitions, so they get them wrong. I can hear you thinking, what's so hard about transitions? They're just transitions. What's hard is, the transitions don't always mean exactly what we think they mean. The final domain is standard English conventions. There are 2 question types. Question type 1 is boundaries. These questions look at punctuation, usually between 2 sentences. Do I use a comma or a semicolon? There are 2 sentences here. So if you use a comma, you have sentence, comma, sentence. That's a comma splice, which is wrong. So you need a semicolon. Question type 2 is form, structure, and sense. These are the main grammar questions, with questions such as verb number, is it singular or plural? Intense, eat, ate, eaten. This probably sounds pretty easy, but some of these questions can be pretty tricky. Again, nothing to worry about. I totally simplify grammar in my course, making it easier for you to get a high score. So, there you have it. Now you too can read the SAT score report and know what it's talking about. If you have any more questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Well, it's time to wrap it up, guys. If you would like to learn more about standardized tests such as the SAT, TOEFL, or IELTS, be sure to like the video and subscribe. See you when I see you.